In Soviet Russia, great movies watch you. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 films from Russia and the Soviet Union.
Это передача о Solaris.
Ruled by Soviet socialists for most of the 20th century, this Eurasian country has had its fair share of censorship.
Приедет час, и покоритесь державе московской.
But it's also experienced incredible eras of artistic freedom.
Вот это громкость.
Whether Russian movie makers were creating insightful art films or pumping out pure propaganda, they were always changing the game with their rewarding, challenging work.
Знаю, где они. Пошли.
For this list, we're looking at the very best movies to come out of Mother Russia, either during the Soviet era or in post-Soviet Russia. Number 10. Russian Ark.
Какие прекрасные картины.
Who would have thought a crash course in history could be so jaw-droppingly gorgeous? Filmed inside the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg.
Я вроде и был здесь, и вроде и не был, да. За роскошь.
Alexander Sakurov's spectacular pageant follows a ghostly narrator as he travels through 300 years of Russian history.
Или я должен сыграть какую-то роль.
With a runtime of 96 minutes, this monumental movie stars 2,000 actors moving between 33 rooms, and the whole thing was shot in one long take.
Эта процедура продлится долго, еще несколько часов.
Finished in less than a day and featuring truly unbelievable choreography, Russian Ark is a brilliant testament to post-Soviet filmmaking.
Ну, по-моему, хорошо.
Number 9. Andrei Rublev.
Ну-ка, пойди сюда.
Shot for the most part in haunting black and white, this period piece is one of several Andrei Tarkovsky films to make our list.
Пожалей, не пожалей, а тебе грех.
Set in the brutal world of medieval Russia, this epic follows Andrei Rublev, history's greatest icon painter, on his journey from idealistic monk to skeptical cynic back to a believer.
А я вот уже третий год книжек-то не касаюсь, да и не хочу более касаться. Это что?
Both lyrically beautiful and shockingly violent, Tarkovsky's film ponders the artist's role in a world plagued by cruelty and bloodshed.
Разве любовь грех?
Какая ж любовь, когда вот так хватает да вяжет.
The film was so complex, spiritually and politically, that the Soviets banned this masterpiece for years before releasing a censored version in 1971.
Видишь, как получилось. Ну хорошо, ну чего ты?
Number 8. The Mirror.
Это так понятно. Я люблю тебя.
The epitome of art house, Andrei Tarkovsky's The Mirror doesn't need a plot to convey its powerful emotions.
Тебе просто ничего нельзя сказать.
Loosely based on the director's life, this avant-garde drama shows the world through the eyes of a dying man who remembers the various stages of his short life.
Пусть будет так. Кто-то будет работать, кто-то будет бояться.
Flashing backwards and forwards in time, The Mirror also changes from black and white to color and includes passages of poetry read by Tarkovsky's dad.
И капли бегут по холодным ветвям, ни словом унять, ни платком утереть.
Despite censors' best efforts to shelve the film, The Mirror lives on as Tarkovsky's most personal work.
Это все от того, что мы природе, что в нас не верим.
Number 7. The Cranes Are Flying.
Потому что всех умных забронируют.
По-твоему, одни дураки воевать будут?
Millions of Russians died in World War II, but until the 1950s, filmmakers were forbidden from discussing these horrors.
Очень содержательный.
So, when Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev gave artists freedom to explore taboo subjects, Mikhail Kalatozov created The Cranes Are Flying. This heartbreaking drama tells the story of two lovers separated by war. Not only does it feature realistic battle scenes, it focuses on the struggles of women left behind.
Мне его невесту теперь разыскать надо. Ох, и любил он ее.
This anti-war film changed how many Westerners viewed Soviets, and even won the Palme d'Or.
Спасибо, сестра.
Number 6. Come and See.
Наховались? Теперь не сховаетесь.
One of the most horrifying movies ever made, this grisly film follows a 13-year-old boy who's plunged into hell when Nazis invade his homeland. Hoping for glory and excitement, the boy joins up with Russian partisans. But after Germans murder his family, he slowly descends into madness. Taking its title from a chapter in the Book of Revelation, Come and See features some of the most disturbing images of any war film ever. Bloody, shocking, and emotionally devastating, this Soviet film is a scathing attack on war itself. Number 5. Man with a Movie Camera. Who needs a story when you've got a camera? Working over 3 years in 3 different cities, radical director Dziga Vertov created Man with a Movie Camera, a silent documentary that purportedly shows what an ordinary day in an average Soviet town would look like. In addition to amazing images of city life and meta shots of the cameraman and editor, Vertov's experimental classic pioneered film techniques such as split screens, jump cuts, slow motion, and Dutch angles. Basically, Man with a Movie Camera wrote the book on editing and cinematography. Number 4. Solaris.
Мы стоим на пороге величайшего открытия.
When psychologist Chris Kelvin arrives on a mysterious space station, he finds himself lost in a world where past and present collide.
Слушайте, Снаут, я понимаю, что произошло нечто чрезвычайное. И, может быть...
Floating above the ocean planet of Solaris, Chris discovers the cosmonaut crew suffering from severe psychological problems. And that's when his dead wife shows up, which may or may not give Chris a chance to make amends for past mistakes. A patient film full of dreamlike shots, Solaris isn't your standard space opera. Instead, Andrei Tarkovsky's sci-fi masterpiece is a slow-moving meditation on love, loss, and grief.
Крис, она может жить только здесь на станции, ты же знаешь.
Number 3. War and Peace.
Вы знаете, мой муж покидает меня, идет на смерть.
At over 7 hours long, this cinematic take on Leo Tolstoy's classic novel gives new meaning to the word epic.
Если вы, милостивый государь, хотите быть шутом, то я вам в этом не могу воспрепятствовать.
The most expensive Soviet film of its day, director Sergei Bondarchuk successfully turned a supposedly unfilmable book into a full-blown spectacle.
В армию ты меня не жалеешь, за что?
Блин.
Ты обращаешься со мной как с больной или с ребенком, я все вижу. Разве ты такой был полгода назад?
Released in 4 parts, War and Peace follows lovers caught in the Napoleonic War and features a cast in the tens of thousands.
Привал сделай, а то еще верст 5 пропрём.
То-то любо было, как немцы нам коляски подавали. Едешь, знай, важно.
With historical props, beautiful costumes, and elaborate battle scenes starring actual soldiers, War and Peace impressed audiences everywhere and won an Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film.
Ну, до свидания.
До свидания, голубчик, милая душа. Прощайте, голубчик.
Number 2. Stalker.
Ведь ты же мне слово дал. Я же тебе поверила.
What would you do to make your wishes come true? In Andrei Tarkovsky's surreal art drama, people must travel into the zone, a mysterious site fenced off from the world.
Вы чувствуете, какая унылая скука заключена в этом утверждении?
Led by a professional guide called a Stalker, two men head into the zone to find the fabled room, a mystical chamber that fulfills dreams.
Я никогда сам не выбираю, я всегда боюсь. Вы не представляете себе, как это страшно ошибиться.
Full of long takes and otherworldly imagery, this cult favorite is an eerie experience that demands your full attention and strangely shadows the Chernobyl disaster 7 years before it occurred.
Ну, только уж лучше горькое счастье, чем серая унылая жизнь.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Брат, не убивай, брат. Деньги возьми. Все возьми. Слышь, не убивай, брат.
Number 1. Battleship Potemkin. Directed by Sergei Eisenstein, this is often hailed as one of the greatest movies ever made. Ordered by the Soviets to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the Potemkin Mutiny, this masterwork of silent propaganda tells the story of sailors who rise up against their cruel commanders. But when their rebellion spreads on shore, the Tsarist government strikes back, leading to a bloody massacre and one of cinema's greatest scenes. A powerful and politically charged flick, Battleship Potemkin also introduced the world to the film technique known as montage. Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Soviet or Russian film? For more incredible top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.